Every day I wake up unsure of the tasks the day will bring. Yesterday's disappointments keep reminding me tomorrow's surely coming. It assures the air I breathe, but I know I'll get through it. I have what I need. I have so far to go. Only heaven knows. Sun keeps shining. Everything is bound to change. The wind keeps blowing. But the white blue sky stays the same. Hello everyone, Felix here. Even though I am a bit sick at the moment, I am a bit hoarse in the throat. I am, I could be doing better, but wanted to get that out, wanted to belt that out because, oh my gosh. Genuinely very good movie. Genuinely very good movie. I know I'm gonna get copy struck probably, but I'm gonna let this play in the background for a bit because I really love this song. This is, this song is from Ace Combat 4 Shattered Skies, called Blue Skies, and no relation to the social media company. And this version is a jazz version from Ace Combat 5 The Unsung War. What does this have to do with Project Hail Mary besides the jets? Because there is a jet in the movie and I liked it. But, It has that same general theme. It has that same general theme. Always bet on hope. Like, never give up hope. Always, like, let your last breath be hope. And it's just like, it genuinely, oh man. I'm hesitant to call it the best sci-fi movie I've ever seen because that still goes to Interstellar. But this does a lot of good things that Interstellar doesn't do. Genuinely very good. Genuinely very good movie. Anyways. Anyways. There is a hold on. While I pull this up and out. There we go. Something I felt like noting. There is an opening line in again, unconnected movie is not connected to this one, but there is a line from Mission Impossible 5 where Ethan Hunt tells the bad guy after he said, like, one of the things he said was, "What's done is done," and his response, and Tom Cruise's character Ethan Hunt responds with the words, "What's done is done when we say it's done." And honestly, this phrase fits Project Hail Mary a lot more. Because, like, the entire movie is built around that premise. Never, like, always bet on hope. What's done is done. When you finish, you say die. You say the finish line. You set the finish line. You're not done until you call it. And throughout the movie, it like very strong, revolves really strongly around that theme, which I love a lot. For context, I have not read Project Hail Mary. I have not read the book by Andy Weir. I've read I haven't read The Martian, but I love Interstellar and I love The Martian. And so those are like the two things that I was expecting coming into this movie. Oh, let me switch over BGMs. Do you guys want to keep the Ace Combat BGM, or should I switch over to my standard? Because again, I can reset it. Hold on. Anyways, what I was trying to say. This movie does very well in its intended message. It's something I genuinely love. I'm gonna narrate the movie as it goes. Yeah, it follows the what from the little things that I've read. It follows the book very closely. Um it follows the book very closely, but so I believe I think reading it off from the book is gonna be better. So um yeah, there it is. So it starts off with this teacher called, well, we get a different opening. The opening is very much like Interstellar, or I guess The Matrix, because it's this very extended waking up sequence for Ryan Gosling's character, Ryland Grace. Get it? It's a nice pun. Wire and I have different theologies, but I think the inclusion of the care of like it's a ship called the Hail Mary, and it's full of grace, and the Lord is with him. That's like a nice, really nice tie-in, really nice it has a lot of charm. That naming convention. The main character, it's a male, it's a guy. Of course, it's Ryan Gosling, but his name is Dr. Ryland Grace, and he's this sort of disgraced biologist, because he used to be this like hotshot in he used to be this experimental hotshot that said life can develop without water, and that said like life can develop without the presence of water, and like his theory. He got caught up in yelling at a bunch of people at like this UN conference or whatever, and that's what he's kind of infamous for. But he's like, again, he's like disgraced. He's living life low, and as we like in the beginning of his proper flashbacks, what we see of him is he's a middle school science teacher. And in the midst of who's a teacher, he's found his passion. He's teaching a bunch of kids. He's laying low. Yeah, he might have been meant for more, because he's a very accomplished scientist, but he lays he lives his life humbly, because he doesn't want that big life that being a high profile scientist would bring him. Um in the midst of that, there's like a global crisis, because it's discovered that there's this gigantic mass of microorganisms, like bacteria-like microorganisms, called the Petrova line, which extends from from Venus to the sun. It skips Mercury, it goes from the sun to Venus, and they discover the sun is dimming. The sun's life cycle is being halted by these microorganisms, these astrophages. They're calling it astrophages, or sun eater, or star eater. So these are these alien bacteria, alien microorganisms are literally eating the sun, and it is consuming so much energy from the sun that it is causing it to dim and halt its life cycle, and they predict a complete ecological collapse of the Earth within 3 decades, and without any other choice. So they have so they like this group of, bro, where's the pony? Shut up, man. Anyways, so they like this German this German scientist lady, who's like the administrator of the organization. of the administrator of Project Hail Mary, which is a European space. It's led by the ESA, but it's with cooperation from Russia, China, and the United States. So Roscosmos, NASA, and whatever China's space agency is. Chinese space program. Why is Chris Redfield the featured Wikipedia article for today? Anyways, um, the China National Space Agency is CNSA, Roscosmos, and NASA all are cooperating together for that and the European Space Agency are like this multinational coalition to try and find out why, like how to stop the sun, how to stop the sun from like going out. So their plan is have Dr. Grace study the Ryan Gosling's character study the astrophages, which he figures out um in the presence of it, like they feed off of infrared light. Yeah, coinciding with the dim infrared line. Even like European Space Agency Administrator Eva Stratton lead a task force to solve the problem. She's given full legal immunity and almost unilateral authority. A space probe sent to investigate Venus discovers that alien microbes are generating the Petrova line. Strata appoints Ryland Grace, a junior high school teacher, middle school, an infamous former molecular biologist, to study a sample from the Petrova line. He discovers that it is made up of single-celled organisms that consume electromagnetic radiation, naming it astrophage, which is why they get excited and consume a lot of energy in the process of in the process of so they have a life cycle of these astrophages. um like again, this is not some like malevolent alien force. These, like, they don't have a mind of their own. They are literally just mindless bacteria that happen to travel across space. They can survive in a vacuum, and they can travel across space to stars where they eat them. They require a carbon dioxide rich environment, a carbon dioxide or carbon rich environment. They're carbon based life forms, but they operate very like strangely and unlike any other microorganism, like any other kind of life on Earth. But they're still carbon based, as far as I'm aware. They're water based and carbon. They're water and carbon based, much like Earth life. I think they're eukaryotic, single celled organisms, whatever that means. Or prokaryotic, whatever. It's like they have a cell wall. I think because he's able to penetrate it. They have a cell membrane. I'm trying to remember like biology class. There's a reason I didn't go into biology, but it's funny that I'm remembering all this now. They go their life cycle is they eat the star, they consume energy from the stars, and then they have to reproduce in a carbon rich environment, which is why they're traveling to Venus in order to like procreate and reproduce. Since there's no life on Venus, nothing is stopping them from rapidly reproducing and taking over the atmosphere. And again, like that goes into feedback loop because they're able to enter the sun and drain it of its energy. What I think they're called heliophages or astrophages. Yeah. Sends him back on his job, but he insists on returning after considering his students' futures. He determines that the astrophage breed by absorbing energy from the sun and carbon dioxide from Venus. Um, that process, with that process going on, they figure out that if they expose like the exposing the astrophages like that they collected to to an infrared laser will literally give that will let them act as a interstellar fuel source. They are literally capable of they're on par of some kind of, what is it, the Orion, like they're comparable to one of these, which is the oh no, the Project Orion, which is a nuclear propulsion. It's like comparable to this without the nuclear byproduct of a nuclear pulse spaceship. Literally, they would be able like these are like highly volatile, and in the exposure of infrared light, they're able to generate so much heat that they could send a giant spaceship and let it propel with an extremely high delta V, extremely high thrust, and with high maneuverability, like for a long time. It's not light speed, but it's near light speed, and like that's the key that they're going to be able to do. They're able to travel at near light speed to go to these stars, go to these stars and do all that. Again, an astrophage fueled starship, the Hail Mary, is created. Astrophage is also infected and dimmed nearby stars. Nearby stars, one star Tau Ceti has resisted the infection. Scientists have designed an engine that uses the astrophage as rocket fuel. An astrophage-fueled starship, the Hail Mary, is created to travel to Tau Ceti to investigate its astrophage resistance. There's only enough time to breed enough astrophage for a one-way trip, so the mission will return its findings to Earth, but while using unmanned mini-ships called Beetles. Grace trains the science experts for the mission, but they are killed in an accident shortly before launch. Yeah, so, in the movie, they're flown out to, Grace is flown out via FA-18 to I think the USS, a Gerald R. Ford class aircraft carrier, where they're able to do all these science experiments, in isolation. Then they return to land. They go to Russia, where they build the space. They go to Kazakhstan, because I know that's where the Russian space agency operates out of. They go to Baikonur. They build the Hail Mary, which is a spaceship that can go to Tau Ceti, but something bad happens. A fuel explosion kills one of the astronauts. It kills one of the American astronaut, the American member of the crew, which was meant to be the science officer of the team. Now, without a pilot and a mechanic, they have a pilot and the pilot is Chinese, and the mechanic is a Chinese man, and a Chinese astronaut, and the mechanic is a Russian cosmonaut. It's a female. It's a lady. Something is so, like, without any other choice, Eva Stratt literally kidnaps Dr. Grace. She literally kidnaps him, and press gangs him and drugs him to force him to go aboard the Hail Mary. He's literally dragged there against his will by the Russian army and some glowies that pick him up and strap him to the spaceship because he did not want to go. He had very little astronaut training, but he's like a valuable source of information because he's the only other person that has attended all of the meetings that isn't required to stay on Earth. That isn't required to stay on Earth. So they literally press gang him and force him onto the spaceship. And they send him up. We're never given a scene of what the rocket looks like when it lifts off from Earth, but of what the Hail Mary looks like when it lifts off from Earth. But it is like. We are the actual open, all of this is told via flashbacks. So Dr. Grace wakes up on board the Hail Mary, during the middle of its flight to Tau Ceti. He's woken up by the scientific robot aboard, what's his name? What's his name? We'll call it Mary. The ship's robot is able, medical robot, revives him from his coma, from his artificially induced coma, wakes him up from cryo sleep, and it's a very it's a very Portal-inspired scene because the robot has a female voice and it's got all these robot arms that's like being very touchy feely, and it's staring at Dr. Grace. He looks like GLaDOS. It very much looks like GLaDOS. The yeah, I'm trying to find a good picture of it, but the medical robot on board the Hail Mary, it's very like very GLaDOS like, which I find funny, like in Portal, like very Portal inspired. He forces himself up, he restores his muscle functions, he gets up, and he has forgotten who he is because he is so much um he has because he oh, excuse me again, I'm really sorry because I'm sick at the moment. The So the ship's robot assists him up. He gets acclimated to his surroundings. He goes insane for a little bit because he's like really like he's crying because he can't remember his evidence of his past life. And there was one scene that I unironically cried today in the theater, was when he had to give a so like when he looks to revive the Russian and the Russian mechanic and the Chinese pilot, both of them are dead. It's made very clear that these people have died in transit. Like these people have like the robot was not able to wake them up. Some kind of malfunction happened, and they're dead. By the time Dr. Grace wakes up, they're dead. And so like they're the only ones that have gone through the training, know how to operate the ship, so he has to learn everything by trial and error. Learn everything from trial and error and from the automated systems. So there is one point where I kind of imposed my own commentary over the movie, well, in the parts that I felt poetic. When he gives like a space burial, he gives a where is that? Yeah, he gives them a space burial. He gives them a space burial. He launches the Chinese pilot and the Russian mechanic out into space because like in order to give them the proper dues and to prevent further contamination from the dead bodies. And there was it's a genuinely touching moment where I cried. Like, I know it's a little thing to cry over. When I said to myself, like, let the flags of your nation, like, this is not a line from the movie, this is my own invention. Let the flags of your nations decorate the heavens. Something I've found genuinely, yeah, it's a horrible way to die, but it's also a really beautiful way to die, and a really beautiful way to go out. To be like, have your casket cast out into space to wander, because even in spirit they are continuing the exploration of space for their nations. And again, these are geopolitical adversaries, China and Russia, but despite that, it's like this sort of again, this very sort of humanity first sort of message. All of us have to act together, and they're acting on behalf of their nations, even in spirit, to explore space, even if they're dead. Found that really inspiring. Then he arrives at Tau Ceti, and this really good moment where he realizes that's an alien, because it has Tau Ceti has its own Petrova line. The Hail Mary reaches the Tau Ceti and is approached by an alien starship, which Grace names the Blip A. Again, both scary and funny moment, because he finds that despite the lack of infection, Tau Ceti does have a Petrova line. It does have a Petrova line. There are astrophages feeding off of its sun. There are astrophages feeding off of its sun, and there are but somehow it's not being dimmed. It's still the sun is still going through its natural life cycle. And then when he gets closer, he realizes there's a gap in the Petrova line, and the gap turns out to be because an alien spaceship is there monitoring it. And for a moment he freaks out, like really like both like scary funny moment because the blip A is very like it's the alien spaceship is a bit creepy looking. So he immediately like freaks out, grabs hold of the controls, and like tries to reverse course and fly out of there. But he soon realizes that again, really good moment from the movie, that the spaceship is following him. It's not like it's tracking. It's literally following him like moment for moment, and they kind of get in this little dogfight where he's trying to shake off the alien spaceship, but it still keeps following him because it's really demanding. Like, hi, like we need to talk. Stop running away. Stop running away. We need to talk. We need to talk. We need to talk. Um, the technically, Grace is responsible for two kinds of first contact. Um, Close encounter of like again of the close encounter scale. Of the close encounter scale, he technically is the first person to touch an alien life when he touches the astrophage, and he's the first person to kill an alien because during his examination of the astrophage on Earth, like when he's working in his lab, when he stabs it with a syringe, like he kills it by accident because apparently they are in fact very fragile when subject to Earth conditions. So he's the first to accidentally kill an alien. He's the first to touch an alien, and he's the first. And when he meets when he travels to when the and he's the first to meet with an intelligent life. So the alien spaceship sends him a message, literally throws him a throws in this capsule containing containing like all the instructions needed to like what to do, when to it needs information because it doesn't know how to communicate with humans. Hold on, because I'm gonna have to pull another one up. This becomes the the golden record, the Voyager golden records in the where is it, the Pioneer plaque? Yeah, these, because these are aboard the Hail Mary as a like sort of as a like to explain to human life, to explain, like, again, I think these are really beautiful. The Pioneer plaque, these are present aboard the like it's never shown. Well, no, actually, I think the alien gets a look at these later, but it's explained later. But the Voyager Golden Record, like it basically, the alien sends its version of the Pioneer plaque and the Voyager Golden Record over to Dr. Grace. He has to open the airlock. He has to do a spacewalk and catch it. Opens it up. Opens it up, and it's revealed that yeah, like via star map sculpture that it comes from 40 Eridani, for a triple star system. The ship's dock, and Grace develops a system to communicate with its eyeless, spider-like, five-legged alien, which he names Rocky. Like, again, there's like a few scary moments because like it's kind of treated as a jump scare, because the alien spaceship like docks with the Hail Mary, and they start exchanging, they start talking, it's revealed initially as something creepy, but it's like really cute because this little guy, this little fucking guy, we're gonna see we're we're gonna see this for a moment. Like it's this guy.
Hey Rock, you made it.
Amazed.
Yeah, it's that little motherfucker.
Or anything? Maybe we'll hang out after the premiere or something. Catch up.
I like. Well,
Yeah, this little motherfucker, he like trots up. He's got like a mouth on the bottom. He all this like this like very rock based, I think a silica based life form. Very like a really interesting. Something I found funny is that despite like being this completely alien life form, where like the it still has opposable thumbs. It has hands. It literally has hands, despite being like this spider alien. It has hands on this claw. On this arm, it has opposable thumbs, where it's like, and I think it's like really funny that it's agreed on that aliens cannot exist without some kind of opposable thumb. Um. Anyways, so again, I'm explaining the movie. I'm explaining the movie. It's really cute. It's like genuinely very cute the way that they develop a system. First, and like yeah, there's stages. There's like gradual stages to the ways that they communicate. First they're communicating via puppet show. They're they're communicating via sculpture, via nonverbal means. They're using sign language. Then they show off their versions clocks to each other, and they develop a language system, like a semi AI, or I guess an AI, like oh I would it's a stretch to call it AI because it's all based on assumptions, but they develop they have a verbal language. The aliens, the Iridian rock people that Rocky is a part of, have a there isn't a direct translation to human language, but a human cannot speak their language, they cannot speak English, but they're able to formulate some kind of communications, a rudimentary communication system that allows them to talk in their own languages to each other. They set up like a text to speech translator. They set up a text to speech translator over time in their communications, and it's revealed that Rocky, this cute little motherfucker, this guy, he's a mechanic from his planet. He's like an engineer, or who's able to create a lot of these like unique, like exotic structures from his planet using solid xenon. Yeah. So like, despite being like a highly advanced alien civilization that can literally like manipulate matter at will, they are like they are still primitive in some way. Like, they're very evolved like in their technology. They have like higher technology than humans, but there's stuff that they don't understand because they communicate via echolocation. They don't have sight. They only like sometimes we get it by point of we get Rocky's point of view. He communicates via vibrations, and he sees and hears via vibration. Absurd sense of hearing, to the point where he can hear everything, and like he can literally see sound waves. Oh yeah, I just realized that in the opening, in the first class that we see, like a Chekhov's gun, the movie makes really good use of the Chekhov's gun trope. In the beginning, because he's a science teacher, he's teaching his class how sound waves can propagate through a solid. He's teaching like how sound waves and vibrations can propagate through a solid, where a drum beat is vibrating, and that's how Rocky communicates. That's how the aliens communicate, via vibrations, and that's how they both hear and see as a combined sense, which is really interesting. The Iridian atmosphere that the aliens that the alien works in, like lives in, is toxic to humans, and like they both breathe oxygen. But despite the commonality, their atmospheres are not compatible. I think from what I'm familiar with, Rocky, like his species dies in the presence of nitrogen, I think. In the presence of nitrogen, and like there's so much ammonia in the Eridanian atmosphere that it would kill a human being. So they cannot board each other's ships without some kind of containment vessel. But despite that, they are capable of communicating, they are capable of working together. And so Mm, yeah, the blip A, skilled engineer, and like again, they're like these aliens, like again, really fascinating stuff because despite being like a highly advanced alien civilization, like that's capable of building interstellar spaceships, they're kind of like they're a simplistic people. They don't know what radiation is because they cannot sense it. They haven't developed the technology to sense radiation. They don't have Geiger counters or whatever. So Rocky Rocky, just for all like for despite being a highly advanced spaceship, it's not shielded from solar radiation. So technically, I guess Rocky has an immunity to radiation, but everyone else, all of the other crew on Rocky's ship has died, and he doesn't know why, because he doesn't know what radiation is. And yeah, from radiation sickness. As Aaron is also a threat from astrophage, Grace and Rocky agree to cooperate. Via star map sculpture, it comes from 40 Eridani, the ship's dock, and they get to work. And it's again like something I really like appreciate because like the hold on Interstellar inter um where is that Interstellar? Like again, one of my favorite movies. The aliens here are like depicted as like multi-dimensional gods. Um like the one like so far above humanity that like it's practically impossible. And like this Project Hail Mary is a lot more coherent, and something that I like is that despite the hold on, I gotta turn on my lights. So despite the presence, despite the like they have to work together. Like there is something that humans can offer the Eridanians, and there's a lot the Eridanians can offer humans, because they're forced to work together. And something that I find really charming about the Iraqi species, the Eridanians in this movie, is that they are they're as in the dark as we are. Yes, they have some more advanced technology. Yeah, they have more advanced technology. They have more advanced technology. They have like greater capability, but there's a lot of stuff that they don't understand about the universe. And so they need human help in order to do that. And just like in that way, it's like it makes you really feel for it despite being an alien. Is that like without like even though like it's in the same spot that we are. We're in this together. You're in the dark as we are. You're like practically as human as we are because of the way that it thinks. Of the way that it thinks. It doesn't have. We don't have all the answers. You don't have all the answers. We need to work together to find the answers, or else our planets die. And like that inspiring method about it, it's really lends to a lot of besides Rocky being really cute in this movie and like acting cute, it really does like have a close bond. They're an extremely earnest people. They're not a serious people, but they're an earnest people. They don't have a concept of they don't have a concept of sarcasm or humor. They don't have a concept of sarcasm or humor because it doesn't get when he makes certain euphemisms. He doesn't get when it's like communicating in different languages. But I guess it's like the Eridanians, the closest human culture to the Eridanians, I guess, are they're Bavarians. They're Germans, which means they don't have humor, but they're Bavarians, which means they can have a lot of laughter. They're capable of they don't have humor, but they're capable of laughing. The the Eridanians are Bavarians. They're spiritually Bavarian. If you don't know, Bavaria is like my favorite part of Germany. I've never been, but it's like if I was ever forced to go to that hellhole that is Germany, I would love to go to Bavaria. But it's like that's my generalization of the Eridanian species. And like again, another part that's really cute but really touching is that they sleep communally because as Dr. Grace finds out in his analysis of Rocky species, they have to sleep together. Like they have to sleep together, not in like a weird way, not in like a lewd way, but they have to like they have communal sleeping because they need to make sure because of the harsh conditions on their planet, they have to actively make sure that their compatriots don't die, and that's why like it's not like a simple sleep. Humans can enter sleep in and out of sleep more easily than the Eridanian species, the rocky species, the rock people can enter in and out of sleep. He said like because of the harsh environment, they really fall into a very deep trance and they require someone else to wake them up. They require someone else to wake them up, which is why they stay together. And again, it's really cute because he invites him Rocky kind of invites himself, like in the first of her in the first alien invasion by an intelligent life. This little motherfucker, like decides to once he builds a containment vessel for himself, like literally a hamster ball. He builds a hamster ball that he can roll around the human ship in. That he can roll around the Hail Mary in, and like it's the three of them, but like it's the three trio. It's the trio, the Hail Mary, the ship, and the shipboard AI that can control everything and interfaces with the crew. Dr. Grace and Rocky, all in. Holy shit! It is Portal. It is Portal. It is Portal. The Hail Mary is it's like a benevolent GLaDOS, a benevolent Wheatley. This guy is benevolent Wheatley, and Dr. Grace is Chell. It's Portal. It's just Portal, but without the portals. It's funny, and something I noticed, which is why I'm using the HEV suit. Ryan Gosling looks like Gordon Freeman. Dr. Grace in this movie looks aggressively like Gordon Freeman. Like the design of the Project Hail Mary spacesuit, the NASA spacesuit here, constructed here. Does this not look like an HEV suit? He looks like when you see him. When you see him in his spacesuit, Dr. Grace or Ryan Gosling, does he not look like Gordon Freeman? He looks like Gordon Freeman, and it can easily be said that Rocky species, the Eridanians, that they look like head crabs, and it's something I find so charming. This is what Gordon Freeman should look like. Again, do it already. I know people have said Bryan Cranston should be Gordon Freeman. Cast Ryan Gosling unironically for Gordon Freeman. Hold on. Yeah, he looks. Yeah, um. He looks like Gordon Freeman. I'm convinced. Hold on. That's Gordon Freeman. Like Dr. Grace's appearance in this movie, whenever he's in the spacesuit, he looks like Gordon Freeman. Like so shit. I love this man. I love this man. Fun fact: this is the first ever Ryan Gosling movie I've ever seen full length or in theaters. Hold on. He's also the executive producer of the movie. Um, um, but yeah, the literally me. He really is like I'm not fully on board. Maybe it's because I'm not white, or maybe it's because I see Tom Cruise as my literally me. But you can really tell why he's so sympathetic, because Dr. Grace is he is a cowardly hero. Like he is very much the idea of the cowardly hero, and he can represent both the indomitable human spirit and the guy that runs away crying and screaming from all of his problems. He is both in this movie, and he plays both to a wonderful T. Again, I guess he plays himself because um Yeah, um, um, hold on, let me go find it. Let me go find it. Yeah, Ryan Gosling, literally me. He very much is a like an aggressive everyman in this movie. That's like Doctor Grace. It like, despite the like he never he's constantly sympathetic, and in the way that like he they know how to write a smart character with pro like that is still like extremely relatable. He like he's a very resourceful problem solver. He know like he doesn't know what he's doing, but he finds a way anyway. And it's depicted both on Earth in his science lab and in Hail Mary as an astronaut, where where he's able to accomplish all these kinds of things. Um, Um, hold on. Let me go find. Let me go see if I can find the quote. But yeah, again, Ryan Gosling does an amazing job in this movie. All like again, all of the times that he's seen with other humans are via flashbacks, and he captures that idea of isolation. Like despite acting all along, despite there's a pretty big cast here. In hold on. Um, Sandra Hüller, German actress, Ken Lung, um, Priya Kansara as the voice of Mary, the Hail Mary ship. Yeah, Annie Shapiro, backup scientist, as Orion Lee as Dr. Lee. All of them are like they're. Oh, James Ortiz as the voice and lead puppeteer. Ray Porter and Meryl Streep. Yeah, because Meryl Streep is like is provided a cameo like via via text to speech, via the text to speech device that Rocky uses. But anyways, so again, so a lot happens. They establish a rapport. It's really cute because like I guess he's really Rocky is very excited to meet what he considers an alien, and he like climbs aboard the Hail Mary in like this little hamster ball and builds like this little hamster sphere. He's basically a giant hamster, or like a big ass guinea pig with his tubes that goes throughout the ship that lets him like breathe in his own air, in his own oxygen when and like and bring his own oxygen supply, bring his own like air mixture supply while Dr. Grace operates the ship. And they like so they get they work together to they find Tau Ceti E, which they name Adrian after Rocky's man Adrian Panino. Yeah, like the name Rocky, besides him looking like a rock, like besides him being like a rock alien, it comes into play a lot, as in like the movie. Random perv is gonna get a kick out of this, as the Sylvester Stallone movie, like it literally plays a role, because so their general idea is they discovered that from planet they travel to planet Adrian after because Rocky has a wife back home. Rocky has a lover back home, and they work together. They named the planet after Rocky's lover. So they do that. And they fly to the planet to collect a sample because it has like I think it's a gas giant. Hold on, is it a gas giant or Tau Ceti E? Or I think Adrian is a gas giant, or it has a gas. No, it has a gaseous atmosphere. It's a rocky planet, I guess. Funny enough, but it has a gaseous atmosphere, and it contains a very thriving amount of alien life, alien bacteria, and all that. And one of them in specific, in particular, is feeding on the astrophages, reducing their exponential growth, and allowing it's enough for the sun to consume enough of the astrophages back. hold on. After Rocky Balboa. Where is that? A mechanic. He's a mechanic. A small pressurized ball as a spacesuit. Adrian Panino has an organism that preys on astrophage, controlling its population. Which, so if they're able to spread that, among which they call Talmiba, which they call Talmiba. Um, and possibly like this is their like docking scene. Their equivalent to the docking scene from Interstellar is, again, because the Hail Mary is not a winged aircraft. It has it is not designed to operate within atmosphere. It is designed to be assembled in space and flown in space. It is not meant to enter any atmosphere, but they don't have a choice. So using all these like exotic super materials, Rocky is able to assemble this alien bucket that's able to collect all these organisms, like all this bacteria and alien atmosphere from Adrian, from planet Adrian, and they have to airlift it back up via a giant chain, via this giant literal, like they have a bucket and chain. So Dr. Grace teaches Rocky what fishing is. So they say, yeah, it's like gonna be like fishing. We're gonna lower this thing into the atmosphere, and then we have to pull it up. And here's the catch: you are gonna have to haul it up by yourself. You are going to have to spacewalk in atmosphere, in planet Adrian's atmosphere, while the Hail Mary is burning up. And so they have to do some piloting lessons on how to fly the Hail Mary in atmosphere. Again, something it was never designed to do. Fly it into the atmosphere, collect the astrophage killer, the Talmiba, and then collect it and then pull it back up. They have to pull it back up into the Hail Mary. So they do that. So like this really tense scene where like again, it's like everything is going wrong. You can see the shock cone. Like you see, like they both Rocky and Dr. Grace fly this So they fly the Hail Mary into the atmosphere. They collect the bucket. A lot of mishaps happen because parts of the Hail Mary start disconnecting mid-flight. They start disconnecting mid-flight, and they start falling off the ship, and the ship literally starts burning up in atmosphere. He has to go out via spacewalk, grab the bucket, the collection bucket that Rocky made, throw it into the airlock, get on board, and because he's the only one who can fly it, get into the controls. So they almost make it out of the atmosphere. Before they run out of like their something happens. A fuel leak causes, while gathering the organism from the upper atmosphere of Adrian, a fuel leak causes an uncontrollable spin, which renders Grace unconscious. So, what happens is, Dr. Grace tries to escape the atmosphere but fails, and then it enters a flat spin. Literally, like if you've seen that scene from Top Gun where one of the engines fail, so they have a fuel tank rupture. One of the fuel tanks containing the astrophages rupture mid-flight. He has to eject one of them, and then in order to, it enters this uncontrollable flat spin. That he's forced to eject the other. He's forced to eject the other capsule, the other fuel tank. Another auxiliary fuel tank of the Hail Mary, which again, but the spinning is so violent that that Dr. Grace enters G-lock. I think he reds out. Again, another like Top Gun related thing, I guess, like related to the Ace Combat song. He reds out, or he blacks out from G-lock, and fully knowing that the interior atmosphere of the Hail Mary is toxic to him, Rocky is forced to smash through his to smash through his little hamster ball, and like the apparatus that he set up, like take in Earth's atmosphere, which is literally toxic to him, and start flying the ship for him. So he drags like aided by the Hail Mary, the text-to-speech device. He engages the artificial gravity on the Hail Mary, flies the ship into a stable holding pattern. Again, it's really funny that Andy Weir decided, like, yeah, aliens can develop without water, and like they can be literal rocks, but they have to have opposable thumbs, because literally nothing that like the joke is that like Rocky can only thumbs down because his opposable thumb like points down, but like he has 3 fingers and his thumb points and it's facing downwards. The really funny thing about all of that is that he again, it's like it cannot, like he can only he has an opposable thumb, which, like, if he didn't have an opposable thumb, they would be fucked, and they wouldn't be able to access anything. But he, while dying, like, literally, like, Earth's atmosphere is like a gas chamber to him. He's forced to drag Dr. Grace to the medical bay, where, Minnie GLaDOS can administer, like, a treatment to him, revitalizes him, and then, while he returns to his own tank, voids the pressure, and then, like, we think he's dead. And I am, like, crying in the theater. I am like banging on my seat, like, no, Rocky always gets up, and here's the thing, like, that's the thing, like, throughout, like the whole Rocky connection theme throughout the movie, during the bucket collection scene, Dr. Grace is pinned down to the outer surface of the Hail Mary by the atmosphere, by air resistance from the atmosphere that they're burning up in, and you have to like yell for him, get up, man, come on, go, you're out of time, go, you're out of time. Like, Rocky is telling him from the cockpit, we can do this another time, you have to get up and go back to the ship. No, Dr. Grace insists, no, this is it, we're never gonna get this chance again, I have to do it now, and he manages to throw that in and get her done. And it's the same thing on Rocky's part, where, like, yeah, this little alien, like, yeah, get up, you're like praying for him to get up, you're hoping that he isn't dead. He doesn't die. That's the good part. He doesn't die. The alien doesn't, like, the cute alien doesn't die in this movie. He, because Rocky, that motherfucker always gets up. He always gets up. That's my man. That's my boy. He gets up. That's what he does. And, it's a really, really good moment where, they're sleeping, like they're like doing that thing, that communal sleeping, where so Dr. Grace handles the biology work, where he's able to breed the astrophage killer, the Talmiba, Grace finds a way to breed the astrophage-consuming organism, which he calls Talmiba. Rocky revives. Again, really good moment where he's tapping on the glass. And he's like, yeah! Rocky's alive! He got back up! That's my boy! He got back up! And he and Grace part as friends during the trip, and then, yeah, a really good moment. And while they have to fly the ship back to Blip A, to the Eridani ship, to Rocky's ship. They fly back. During the voyage there, they're like partying, they're fucking around, they're having a good time. There's this like panoramic movie theater that aboard the Hail Mary that Dr. Grace can show Rocky, and he's like showing him fireworks and stuff. Like we find out that Rocky can create like these little party clothes for himself. He like makes himself this little tuxedo, and Dr. Grace puts on this birthday hat. It's really cute. It's really good. Before they part ways, Rocky makes a space, like an Eridani style spacesuit for Dr. Grace to explore his ship in, and yeah, part is friends. They explore each other's ships. Um, Selective breeding to produce Taumiba that can survive on Venus and Eridane's analog. Rocky repairs and refuels the Hail Mary before parting with his Grace. En route to Grace. Yeah, because so the Eridanes used to create a hold on. Everything the Eridanes use to create a oh yeah, something funny, which is funny that we're using Wikipedia, is that a fucking fucking like Grace, like this is probably like the most unrealistic part of the technology of the movie. The for all their technology, the Eridanes have not created computers. They don't know what computing is. So they have analog computers like clocks, but they don't have their own. They don't have like they don't have thinking machines. He refers to Grace's laptop as a thinking machine. So he gifts him his laptop with a record of like of Earth's entire history, plus I guess he gifted him like a printout of Wikipedia on board the laptop. But again, like part of the advanced alien technology that the Eridanes have is xenonite, which is like this super material that they build everything out of. Hold on. Xenonite. Xenonite, an Iridian super material. In order to collect a sample, the issue is what is it? He accidentally brought the Taumiba the ability to penetrate their xenonite containers. He fixes the problem on the Hail Mary, but realized the blip A's made almost entirely of xenonite, and thus the Taumiba would have consumed the astrophage fuel, leaving Rocky stranded. Grace is forced to choose between returning to Earth but dooming the Iridians or saving the Iridians while facing his own starvation on Arid, which food is toxic to humans. So instead, he sends space probes to Earth, that are also propelled by astrophages, with instructions in order to save Earth and the Sun and the solar system, and he like says, wait, hold on, and he catches up to Rocky's ship, redocks with him, and tells him about the problem. And then they decide to go to Eridani together because they don't really have a choice, and it's the best. And that's the thing. Like, despite Dr. Grace never returning to Earth, he is able to live on and become the first Earth ambassador to an alien species. And Beetle's back to Earth, while with Taumiba farms and instructions to save the sun. Grace locates the blip A and rescues Rocky, who's overjoyed and points the possibility that Grace can consume Taumiba, giving him a chance of survival. 16 years later, Grace is living on Arid, now rid of its astrophage infection. Using a digital archive of human knowledge, the Iridians have built Grace a comfortable environment and synthetic food. Rocky tells Grace the sun is to return to its original luminance, meaning Grace's mission was a success. Knowing that humanity has survived on Earth, Grace contemplates going home. Specifically, the Eridanes tell him, we've repaired the Hail Mary and we're able to get it going to Earth, and he contemplates going home before returning to work, teaching a classroom of young Iridians about science. The probes that deliver to humanity what it needs to kill astrophages. The Iridians create a biodome on their planet for Grace to live in. Rocky tells him the scientists have finished preparing the Hail Mary to return to Earth. While contemplating the news, Grace begins another day of teaching science to Iridian children. So we don't know if he decides to return to Earth or not. Personally, I would have decided, if I was in his position, I would have gone back. But I would have brought the Eridanes with us to serve as that whole situation where they can work together, as a true first contact. For close encounters of the first kind may imply first contact. So first contact, a meeting of two communities previously without contact to each other, the Norse and the Native Americans, the Spanish Empire, the Arawak, and the Aboriginal Australians of the Europeans when the first fleet arrived in Sydney. uncontacted people. So Dr. Grace is responsible for two kinds of first contact. First is with the alien, the astrophages, which are on their own, like the which like he's the first person to kill a human. Well, he's the first human being to kill an alien, by accident. He's the first person to meet a to meet an alien, and he is the first person to touch an alien because Rocky via the stuff that he goes through has to physically drag him to the medical bay, which is which is its own like kind of first contact. Alien abductee physical effect from the close encounter. So it's a close encounter of the fifth kind. Alien is abducted by a UFO. Well, technically, it abducted itself, where it entered an alien, human spaceship and did all that. But yeah, overall, what I would say, it's just a genuinely good movie. I didn't have a good theater experience because there was like some guy brought his like a big family full of kids. Like this older dad brought his big family full of kids to the theater. And they kept talking over the movie, but like I could focus on it the best I can. I missed some lines, but I'm satisfied about what I got. And it's in general, it's a really good movie. Just way that it plays. Again, I recommend it. The visuals are insanely pretty. None of it is like everything is indulgent without being like forceful. Everything is of its own kind. I still prefer like the art direction for Interstellar is cooler, but again but honestly, like I'm struggling to consider one movie over the other being better, but this genuinely does, like, again, Interstellar is in my top 10 movies of all time, and Project Hail Mary does things that are better than Interstellar, because like it's a lot more. It's like, because one of my criticisms of Christopher Nolan's films is that they're always cold. This is why I don't want him to direct James Bond, because there's no sensuality. He can depict sexuality. He cannot depict sensuality. It's a very he cannot depict sensuality. His movies are very cold, very awkward at times, and they're very calculated. They're not like they're not emotionally they're emotionally distant, despite characters having a lot of emotions. In this one, Project Hail Mary wears its heart on its sleeve, like as evidenced by a lot of Project Hail Mary uses licensed music. Like, it plays Beatles songs. It plays, like, there's like a karaoke scene where they're singing along. There's a lot of verbal songs. And honestly, without a joke, I think like Ace Combat Blue Skies would have fit in with the movie's listing. It got annoying at times, and I would have preferred like a more orchestral soundtrack, which I guess I was spoiled by Nolan. But I like that it's so upbeat. It's so feel good. It's a feel good movie. It's here to cheer you up. It's here to cheer you up and say, "You got this, motherfucker. Get out there, boy, and make some bread. Do what you can, and never lose hope." And it's like, that's what I love about this movie. It's an upbeat movie about hope. No one died. Characters do die, but the main there's no despite both characters making ultimate sacrifices, neither of them die. And that's something that I consider a really comforting thing. A really intensely comforting thing about this movie. None of the characters die. None of them die. And there's always something to look forward to, because it is about his Dr. Grace's and Rocky's relationship. And I seriously thought they killed Rocky midway through the movie after he sacrifices himself to save Grace. But he finds out through all of it that they're able to succeed. Anyways, let's hold on. let's watch from like the full thing here.
Hey, Rock, you made it.
Amazing.
And you didn't text or call or anything? Maybe we'll hang out after the premiere or something, catch up?
I like.
Welcome to this, the world premiere of Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, that's his little hamster ball. This I can't remember if this song was in the movie. It's from his point of view. But yeah, hold on. Let's hear
No
Drinker.
secret that the list of movies I'm genuinely excited for in 2026 is
Oh,
thinner
the
than your average
the
Hollywood
Superman
actress
drinking
since the
scene.
discovery of Ozempic. But one of the standouts for me was Project Hail Mary, a science fiction adventure based on an excellent novel of the same name. It had, in theory at least, all the elements I've been craving from Hollywood in recent years. A genuinely interesting concept based on an original IP that isn't a sequel or a reboot of some dinosaur franchise from 40 years ago, a complex narrative that delves into a bit of hard science that doesn't insult the audience's intelligence, and all
Yeah,
built
it doesn't. Like again, like everything is explained to the audience. It doesn't everything is explained. The audience isn't treated like kids. They're not treated like idiots. But everything it's very enthusiastic about what it does.
around a heartwarming story of friendship and loyalty that transcends language, culture, and even species in this case. The only question was whether co-directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller would be able to do it justice. And the answer, thank God, is yes. Project Hail Mary is one of those rare beasts these days that manages to strike the perfect balance in pretty much every respect.
I remember someone here was comparing this to Top Gun Maverick. And that this hold on. I'm gonna pull up the TV tropes page for Top Gun Maverick because it's like um a Top Gun Maverick. This is meta modernism. I've talked about it before, but I'm very fond of it. Hold on. Um where is that? We'll get into that later.
A big
Yeah, we'll
budget
save that for the
blockbuster
end.
that's more than just a bunch of dumb characters in big green rooms saying lines designed for trailers, allowing the story to unfold at its own pace without rushing or getting bogged down, delivering some decent action set pieces without using them as a crutch, working in a bit of levity without devolving into parody, emphasizing the importance of logic, rationality, and science to overcome problems, and most importantly, never losing sight of the very human story at its core.
Yeah, this is a story about hope. No matter how far you are for
In short, it's a really goddamn good movie that actually made me feel positive and optimistic by the time the credits rolled. And to explain why, allow me to furnish you with a non-spoilery plot synopsis.
Well, I
The
already
movie
spoiled the
opens cold
plot.
with our main man, Dr. Ryland Grace, waking up from an induced coma aboard the spaceship, the Hail Mary, which is now light years away from Earth somehow. The rest of the crew died when their life support machines failed en route, leaving him alone with no memory of how he got there, who he is, or what he's supposed to be doing. But as his memories slowly start to return, we learn through a series of flashbacks that planet Earth is in crisis. The sun's energy is literally being consumed by a space parasite known as astrophage, and if something isn't done about it soon, the planet will freeze within a couple of generations and humanity will be wiped out. The only hope is one particular star about 11 light years from Earth, which seems to be the only one that isn't affected by the astrophage. So the Hail Mary was created to travel there using the astrophage itself as fuel, figure out what the fuck is happening, and hopefully return the data to Earth so they can replicate it in time to save the worlds.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
No pressure then. Grace is just coming to terms with all of this stuff when suddenly he discovers he's not alone in this solar system. Another spacecraft from another world has also arrived here, and before long, they make the
Yeah, that's the that's blip
clumsy
one.
attempt to communicate with him. What follows is a slow, often humorous, but always fascinating relationship that develops between Grace and Rocky, his fellow traveler, who he eventually discovers was sent here on the same mission as himself, because his own son is being consumed by the astrophage as well. And given that they're literally the only sentient beings within like 1 billion miles, the two agree to work together to find a solution. But will they uncover the secret to saving both their worlds in time? And when unforeseen disasters threaten them both, will Grace choose loyalty to his new friend or his own future? There's a lot of things to praise about Project Hail Mary, and I might as well start with the biggest and most obvious one, the friendship between Grace and Rocky, which forms the emotional heart of the story,
Yeah,
and might be one of the best examples I can think of for how to create an empathetic but genuinely alien character that you can't help but like because he's actually well written and well developed, instead of looking like a person merged with a cat and painted blue because it's cute.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to find that good meme about like comparing Avatar and Project Hail Mary about like the different takes on
He's
aliens.
basically a giant crab made out of stone. He doesn't even have a fucking face, but he works as a character because of a potent combination of excellent writing and great puppeteering that invests him with way more personality and likability than the entire Na'vi race combined. And I say puppeteering because that's exactly what they used here. He's actually a physical presence in the movie instead of some shitty CGI creation. He's
And you never notice. You never like you honestly never notice.
funny, quirky, and weird because he obviously doesn't understand human culture. He's highly intelligent, but in a way that functions very differently from us. But he's also loyal and trusting, willing to risk his life for Grace. And in a pretty heartwarming little scene, he's crushingly lonely and desperate for any kind of interaction after years spent alone, even if it's with a completely alien species. It's this universal and very human need for connection that really drives the bond between these two characters, and it lets you overcome the fact that
Again, it's like it drives home like even like all men are brothers, even from different species.
it's basically Ryan Gosling interacting with a walking puppet. Speaking of which, in a
Yeah, and it's good. It's fucking great.
movie that's pretty sparse on human characters, Gosling obviously has to do most of the heavy lifting here, and shit man, he rises to the occasion pretty well. We're more used to seeing him playing stoic, quiet, brooding sort of characters, so it's a nice change of pace to watch him pull off a more verbose, high energy kind of role.
Yeah, but he's still like again, I can see why people can see so much of themselves in him. Like in the scenes that he is with like both in the scenes that he is like acclimating himself to the ship as well as interacting with with the humans on Earth, it's like really like you can like there are moments like where he's drinking alone at a bar during a party, like a going away party for the astronauts. There's a scene of him drinking beer, like there's a Budweiser sponsorship here, but like he's drinking beer alone at a bar, and he's like, I can tell why. It's like, and like part of me wanted him to form like some kind of emotional or romantic connection to the maybe it's because of me, maybe it's because I'm a Cupid. I like the romances, come back home, like like establish some kind of romance, but it wasn't necessary, admittedly. And the main focus should be between him and Rocky. All like
He's highly intelligent
friendship is friendship is another form of love.
and resourceful, but he's also geeky, shit scared, and overwhelmed by the task he's facing. And when
Again, he is he is a rank coward. Like he literally had to be press gang, drugged and like dragged, like kicking and screaming onto the Hail Mary because like he refused Eva, like the director Eva told him, no, you have to go, this isn't a choice, I made it for you. And then he tries like over in Baikonur Cosmodrome, he is dragged to the launch pad by soldiers and glowies.
well, you can kind of understand why. He's definitely not a hero when you first meet him, and he has some very human moments of vulnerability and self-doubt, but he grows into something much stronger and better by the ends. So basically you've got two very contrasting but likeable characters with different skill sets who learn to pool their resources to overcome a seemingly impossible problem. I mean, it's not exactly rocket science. Oh wait, I guess it kinda is. But it's very effective, and when it's implemented properly, it's a joy to watch.
Yeah, that's the part where he enters into G-Lock.
You're instantly rooting for both of these characters because they very much earned it. There's a strong theme running through Andy Weir's books about the importance of rationality, science, clear methodical thinking, and patient determination to overcome massive challenges. Just like in The Martian, where Mark Watney has to science the shit out of his situation, patiently solving one problem after another to keep himself alive, so Hail Mary follows the same pattern. Grace and Rocky not only have to overcome the problem of mutual communication, but also the much bigger challenges of figuring out how to stop the astrophage and how to get that information back to their home planets, not to mention a bunch of unforeseen challenges and disasters that hit them along the way. It's a battle that's fought with hard work, creativity, experimentation, and improvisation rather than some big contrived action scene. Yeah, the film does gloss over a few segments and plot points from the book that would have been too long-winded and tedious to show on screen, but for the most part it's pretty fucking faithful to the source material. And I don't know, man, it's just nice to see a big budget movie that actually credits its audience with a bit of intelligence and maturity for a change.
Something I feel about this movie, well, maybe it's because of my own personal views, is that, like, again, it's literally in the name. It's named, it is named Hail Mary. But like there are like moments, because like this, like, in times of crisis, rationality, like, because it is like faith is irrational, but I find like it's like religion is not directly discussed. It's only discussed maybe around once, and it's treated with like a measure of respect. From what I'm aware of, Wire is like an atheist or an agnostic, or like he's some kind of spiritualist that doesn't follow any particular religion. But faith is an extremely important part of Project Hail, of the story. Like, and like it's what, like, again, like with the Rocky connection, it's why Grace gets up. It's why Adrian gets up, because they have something to live for. Like, because like, and that's why they don't die. That's why that's why both they choose not to die, and why they do everything in their power to finish the mission and get home alive, because they have so much to live for, and they have hope that they have hope and faith that their efforts are making it. It's a leap of faith. That's what the movie is about. It is a leap of faith. Like, it was like, yeah, like reason and faith go hand in hand in this movie. Reason, rationality, intellect, and intelligence. Science is a tool, but faith is fuel. Like a science is an invaluable, is something you cannot live without, but neither is faith. And that's what I find touching to me. That's my interpretation of it. Never give up hope, never lose the faith. Keep going, and like, don't give up. Like, that's the core
Films
theme.
like this all the time, believe it or not, and I think they're long overdue a resurgence. Will you get more out of the experience if you've read the book first? Probably, but I don't think it's essential. There's more than enough here.
I know, like, I really love The Martian, but in talks with one of my godmothers, I think, when she talked about, like, because she has read The Martian as a book, and she didn't like the movie because she feels like it skipped over too much of the book.
Here for you to grapple with as an audience all by itself. Ultimately, I went into Project Hail Mary with high hopes, and for once, the film absolutely lived
I
up to
had
them. It's an exciting, tense, funny, heart.
Oh yeah, the pocket knife on the there's a moment where he's like suiting up to gear for the to gear for first contact with the alien, with the alien ship. And one of the things he does is he straps he straps a pouch with a multi-tool knife to his spacesuit, because in order for access. And also, yeah, but going back to the Gordon Freeman thing, one of the things that he takes when he's like meeting Rocky for the first time, I guess in self-defense, and as a tool, he brings this massive pipe wrench, which, again, Half-Life, Adrian Shepard uses one of those. And again, I can, like, you really, really saw Gordon Freeman in those eyes when he was like walking towards the alien ship with in the spacesuit with his pipe wrench.
Warming and inspiring story of friendship.
And like, and the knife comes in clutch later when he has to cut himself loose from one of the ropes.
sacrifice and loyalty set against the backdrop of an epic science fiction adventure with the highest stakes imaginable. A movie that tells its story and tells it well. And for that reason, it gets a drinker recommends from me. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Anyways, before I head off for you all, I guess this is a shorter stream than most. Beep, hi Clanker, what do you think of like what I've been saying for the most part? I know this is like a big shill for the movie. I'm being a big old shill for the movie, and it's getting late. But hold on, let me see if I can find the meme. Because I need to find it. I really do. There it is. There it is. Yeah, Rocky from Project Hail Mary. Virgin Navi from Avatar needs sex appeal so that people feel bad about them. Poorly executed commentary of environmentalism. Hates humanity with a boiling rage. Considered a reason why humanity should rule the stars. Species can only live 100 to 130 years. Nagati Kame. Natural habitat simply requires humans to wear masks to live, not too hazardous. Night vision, stronger vision than humans. Been using bows and arrows for thousands of years without progress. Rocky from Project Hail Mary. Zero sex appeal, doesn't need it. Didn't know space existed, went to space anyway. Doesn't need eyes, echolocation is good enough. Almost killed himself to give humanity a chance to live. Yeah, that's how you know he's the fucking GOAT, man. Older than the entire United States of America, considered youthful. Whale noses, fist my bump. Interplanetary friend of humanity. Their homeworld arid averages 210 degrees Celsius, combined with high oh, this is the book version. Doesn't need eyes, echolocation is good enough. That's his mouth. That's his mouth on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 arms. And there's this really cute moment at the end where Dr. Grace is teaching a science class to a bunch of like alien, like little baby versions of these, like he's the baby versions of the Iridians. But yeah, overall, okay. I remember this like being compared to hold on. Trivia. I woke up, amnesiac astronaut. Hold on. This is the, okay. This movie is the first mainstream triumph of meta-modernism, otherwise known as the philosophy of Reconstruction, as it tries to overtake postmodernism as the dominant art form. A major conceit of meta-modernism or Reconstructionism is to take the postmodernist criticisms of modernist ideas and then use them to create something new and hopefully stronger than what was there before. The original Top Gun was was one of the last I know this is about Top Gun Maverick, but this applies to Project Hail Mary as well. Was one of the last examples of a hit modernist film as a huge close to many modernist tropes and principles and critical derision, as the bulk of new film critics had their values and roots firmly in postmodernist philosophy and found the movie's bald-faced sincerity cheesy or downright appalling. Many of these same critics, however, love this sequel because the sequel addresses the criticisms of the original movie in a deconstructionist manner. This is it treats the audience with respect, despite being self-deprecating and like funny at times, because the overwhelming trend in a lot of modern movies is cynicist modernism, but this like sort of like is cynicist postmodernism, but this remodernism, this return to a modernist form about like genuine sincerity about its subject matter is like really it is really the big advantage of all this of Project Hail Mary and the general plot. It's like, excuse me again, I am in fact really sick. The Phil Lord and Christopher Robert Miller filmmaking and acting duo. I actually don't know about these guys. Well, they made 21. They made a Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the Lego Movie, 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, Project Hail Mary, Into the Spider-Verse, and The Last Man on Earth. Oh! So that's why I like their stuff. I really do like their stuff a lot. Two are filmmakers, Brigsby Bear, they made Cocaine Bear. Well, directors no, but they produced. Producers, yes. Oh, Beyond the Spider-Verse are making that. The Sheep Detectives. But yeah, America the Motion Picture. But yeah, overall, I like these guys. Overall, again, I'm sorry that I can't talk so good because of my but because I am a bit sick. But something I really like about this movie is, like, yeah, the genuine sincerity. It wears its heart on its sleeve. It's not afraid to make fun of itself, but it doesn't make making fun of itself the point. It doesn't deconstruct any characters. It builds up a person, makes them a genuine person. It is a hero's journey. For Dr. Grace is like maybe not a classical hero, but he goes through a genuine hero's journey, and they're not afraid to give him that. They're afraid. They're like they start him out weak, and he ends up strong. And I don't know. It's that style it's that general style of, like, genuine sincerity, like of heartwarming story. It's a genuine story. And again, despite it being about science and reason and like a hard science fiction on scientific accuracy and logic, Ryan Gosling said he is agnostic, and he does all that due to his fear of flying. Oh man. But yeah, something I find is that that I like about his stories with Project Hail Mary, that he is agnostic. He doesn't follow any religion, but Project Hail Mary is a love letter to faith. Faith as an emotion and as a concept. Maybe not to Christianity or any other religion, but it is named after Queen Mary, and it is named and again, like Hail Mary, full of grace. The whole aspect. It is about faith. This movie, it combines faith and reason and working together, and again, Rocky is a character I genuinely love because of that whole, you're in it all in. Both of them share that attitude, despite being a literal alien that has never been human contact. He doesn't have all the answers, but he's adorable in the way that he is, and in the way that he moves and thinks and acts. And and despite being an alien, he is as human as any one of us in his outlook and in his thoughts, because he that genuine. It is about that sincerity, about people being true to themselves and to others, and rising to the occasion to really shoot that arrow into the heavens. And it's something that I genuinely love. You know, when I saw there was that moment where where it's revealed that where we get to see Blip 1, Rocky's spaceship in full view, and my quote that I decided to say was, "Ship ahoy! Hast thou seen the white whale?" I know it sounds funny, but it's a quote from Moby Dick, because the astrophages are their white whale. They are their Moby Dick, and in many ways let me go find it. Yeah, the Pequod meets the Samuel Enderby of London. This is from Moby Dick, and again, this has a lot of differences to Moby Dick, but in many ways, I saw the Hail Mary meeting the Blip A as this sort of like, this is the Pequod meeting the Samuel Enderby. "Ship ahoy! Hast thou seen the white whale?" so cried Ahab, hailing a ship showing English colours. The ship Samuel Enderby of London was encountered by the Pequod in those waters of the China Sea. Yes, Captain Boomer of the Sammy, as they officially call their ship, had seen the Moby Dick all right. They had seen it, and he had a whale ivory arm to show Ahab to prove it. "Man my boat!" cried Ahab impetuously. "Stand by to lower." Ahab had never set foot on board of any vessel at sea except his own, and when his boat got to the Enderby, they had to hoist him aboard by means of great tackle and blunderhook. Ahab was in a rare mood, having found a whaling captain who had encountered Moby Dick to him and lost a limb to him, a kindred spirit to be sure. Quite out of character, Ahab greeted Captain Boomer by sticking out his ivory peg leg and crossing it with Boomer's ivory arm, saying, "Aye, aye! Hardy, let us shake bones together. An arm and a leg. An arm that can never shrink, you see, and a leg that can never run. Where did thou see the white whale? How long ago?" And it's that, like, again, I think quoting this scene, this is very much like, this is like, although Ahab in this case is Rocky going aboard the Hail Mary, and Captain Boomer would be Dr. Grace, but it's that general feeling of like, it feels like an old nautical tale. He is more like Captain Grace, like Dr. Grace is more than an astronaut at this point. He is a sailor. This is I feel like, and leading more into the nautical themes, I feel would be very charming for this movie and this book. Again, their Moby Dick is the astrophages, and they have to work together to work together, and it's that sort of sentiment. Again, Ryan Gosling does a spectacular job. Am I reluctant to consider this better than Interstellar? Yes, but at the end of the day, it is I feel like it at least deserves a spot in my top 10 movies, and for that I love it. I love this so much. Go and watch it. They did an amazing job. They did a top-notch job. Go and watch it, guys. I know not many people came by to see me this Saturday because I rarely stream at this time. Thank you, Terrible Artist, and thank you, Clanker. Otsu Love, I will be sending you off to Seki. I will be doing something Girls Frontline related, probably. And, I haven't figured it all out yet, what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'm gonna do something Call of Duty related or Metal Gear related for, next week. And might do another alcohol stream. Let's see if Seki is streaming. I know he's streaming Gmod. Hold on. Goes by. Where's Seki? Was Seki Gamma? Oh, he's not live. He's just doing stuff. Wilhelmina Frost is active. Rooney is playing with a Resident Evil with a sniper rifle. Scarlet, let's see who I will raid. Sayana Live, Grape Chan, Rooney, Nikaishi, I think I'll just end off here. I will be having my dinner. I will be having another Irish dinner. I will be having some corned beef, cabbage, and carrots. Having that with Jameson beer and some fruit and some fruit cookies and some fruit and fruit cookies. But thank you everyone who came. Otsu Love, and I will be seeing you Monday. Again, love this movie. Love it so much. I will be working on the VOD as well. So there's that. Goodbye. Thank you everyone who came.